This is Top Accurate Global News Update. I am Abiodun Mohammed. President Volodymyr Zelensky said his forces would not yield, in quote, a single centimeter in battles for the eastern Ukrainian region of Donetsk, while Russian installed officials said Ukrainian forces were moving into a southern town with tanks. The focal points of the conflict in the industrial region of Donetsk are around the towns of Bakhmut, Soledar, and Avdiivka, which have seen the heaviest fighting since Russian forces invaded Ukraine in late February. The region is one of four Russia said it annexed in September. Fighting had been going on there between Ukrainian military and Russian proxy forces since 2014, the same year Russia annexed Crimea in the south. A Russian installed mayor in the town of Snurivka, east of the southern city of Mykolaiv, was cited by Russia's RIA news agency as seeing residents had seen tanks and that fierce fighting was going on. North Korea fired at least one ballistic missile into the sea on Wednesday, as South Korea said it had identified debris from an earlier launch as part of a Soviet-era SA-5 surface-to-air missile. Japan's Coast Guard said the ballistic missile appeared to have fallen into the sea minutes after the launch was reported. The missile flew to an altitude of up to 50 kilometers and covered a range of 250 kilometers. Japan's Defense Minister Yasukazu Amada told reporters. He said the government lodged a strong protest with North Korea via diplomatic channels through Beijing, and that Tokyo had strongly condemned the launch. Seoul's Joint Chiefs of Staff JCS also said it had detected the launch of an unspecified ballistic missile from North Korea. The launch came after South Korea concluded an analysis of what it had initially said was part of a North Korean short-range ballistic missile SRBM that landed near South Korean waters last week. An earthquake of magnitude 6.6 in Nepal early on Wednesday killed 4 children and 2 adults, seriously injured 5 others as several houses collapsed in the western district of Doti and shook New Delhi in neighbouring India. Local media showed mud and brick houses destroyed by the quake in the Himalayan country and rescuers digging through the rubble to look for survivors. At least 2 people are reported missing, said Nepali Army spokesperson Narayan Silwa. Women in the district, about 430 kilometers west of the capital, Kathmandu, were shown sitting in the open with babies wrapped in blankets to shield them from the cold. Volunteers rescued a cow trapped under the debris. Ram Upadhyay, chairman of the Pobi Choki Rural Municipality in Doti, said it was in a nearby village when the quake struck at 2:12 a.m. Nepal time. 5 people were seriously injured as 8 houses collapsed, said Bola Bata, Doti's deputy superintendent of police. Nepal is still rebuilding after 2 major earthquakes in 2015 killed almost 9,000 people, destroyed old towns and centuries-old temples, and caused a $6 billion blow to the economy. Prime Minister Sheikh Bahadur Deuba, who faces re-election later this month, offered condolences to the families of the victims. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni has said Europe's return to coal-powered plants amid a biting energy shortage makes a mockery of its commitment to climate change targets. The veteran leader also criticized new conditions that allow for Western investment in African fossil fuel, but only if the oil and gas is being exported to Europe. He termed it the purest hypocrisy. He said campaigns for African nations to embrace clean energy leave Africans without electricity when the wind does not blow and the sun does not shine. He added Europe's failure to meet its climate goals should not be Africa's problem. Japan's Honda Motor posted on Wednesday a 16% rise in second quarter profits and lifted its full-year outlook as better pricing, strong sales of motorcycles and a weak yen helped it ride out of semiconductor shortages. While Japanese automakers, like many of their overseas rivals, have been hit by shortages of chips and supply chain snags, Honda has been helped by robust performance in its motorcycle business, particularly in Asia. The company also said it was helped by pricing that reflected its increased product value and by reducing consumer incentives. The automaker raised its forecast, in quotes, to reflect our efforts to further improve profitability, higher automobile sales volume, and the impact of the yen's depreciation. Honda Executive Vice President Kohei Takeuchi told a results briefing. He, however, noted there were plenty of pressures, including inflation. That is the size of top accolade global news updates. You can follow us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen. Happy midweek.